Hello everyone, welcome to yet another important video on Tableau. So in this video, we are going to discuss the complete project cycle from the scratch, the one video that you were requesting from a long time. So in this video, we are going to see how we get requirement, what are the different stages that we go through, how we develop and what is the final product that we have. We will discuss all about this in detail. So stay tuned and let us get started. While I do so, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So assume it is your day one in the project, okay? And assume you are being hired specifically for a project. So once you get into that, you will have the requirement document that is being shared. Now here, when you get this document, it is not that it is prepared in a day. So this document will also go through multiple iteration before that is finalized. So sometimes you might be part of this requirement freezing calls where business wants to have some kind of dashboard on a particular date, or sometimes you might not be part of that. So if you are part of that, you are lucky enough to understand how the discussion is. If not, consider some of your time is saved and you can go through the document that is shared to you. Now once it is done, like the requirements are finalized, or they are up to a certain level where a developer can start his development, then that document will be shared to you. Okay, so after reaching a certain point where something of that something from that document can be created, that will be shared with the developer and the team. Again, here the intention is, like, suppose if it is taking too much of time for the business to finalize the requirement or to freeze the requirement, what they do is to avoid time waiting of the developer. So they tell that, okay, we have so much so and so till now, you can start working on this. So same thing happened with me. So I had to prepare 3 to 4 dashboards in a report, but I had requirement for only one dashboard. They gave me requirement for that and they asked me to work on this dashboard one until we get the requirement for the dashboard two, or some other team is working on dashboard 2 and 3, like that. Okay, so things can happen parallelly here. Now after having some iterations or multiple discussions, assume one document was shared to you and that document is looking like this. Okay, assume this is our requirement document. Okay, so I'm writing as a day n, you will receive requirement document received. Okay, so you will be shared this requirement document which you will be going through or you will be reading. Like, let us read it like this. So prepare a data set that is Tableau compatible. Now business is asking us to create a data set that should be Tableau compatible, which means it should be readable in Tableau, or users should be able to update data themselves. Tableau should pull the latest date. Key users should have access to data. Put the file in share dev. So this is all about the file that business is asking us to create. It is all about that. Now to make it more clear, I am going to show you how business is storing the data. So that is one point that we need to understand. So let us understand the existing system here. Now parallelly, here I am writing on while reviewing the document. Also, I'm also understanding the existing business structure, because this is what we need to understand. What is that they are doing currently and what is that they are asking us to do. So I'm writing it down here so that it can help us. Now let us go and see. So this is how they are maintaining the data. Assume this is the tracker where business is updating the information manually every time. Okay, assume this is for 1 quarter. So in 1 quarter we'll have 13 weeks. So it is all about that. And for each inventory type, like say books, cars, like that, there are some targets that a business has set up. Like say you need to sell 60 books, okay, in a quarter. Of that, how many have you sold? So that is what is all about this. So in generic, if I try to explain this, this is the requirement. So inventory type means we have 60 books. Of that, in week one, we didn't sell anything. So business didn't update anything. In week two, again nothing. So it didn't update anything. Likewise, nothing in week three. But when it in week four, they sold 10. So the remaining is 50 of this 60. Again in week seven, we sold 20. Again in week 10, we sold 30. So total 30 plus 20 is 50, 60. Okay, so let us remove this. So now this is how the business is updating the data whenever they are updating. Now, end of the day, like after the entire data or after the whole quarter data is complete, business will update the entire thing here. On top of this, we need to create one source file. Okay, so now directly we cannot read this or it is tough because we have three types of inventories here. Again, in these three, we have what do you call different types of entries in each subtype. Like say, these are three types of categories. Under each category, we have again subcategories here and the target that is set for them. So each will have their own target that is set by the business, and all of this is happening mandatorily. Now, business is asking us to create a document here. So where is that? If I go here, yeah. So business is asking us to create a document so that they can themselves attend, update that data. Second thing is Tableau should be able to connect to that data. Now, key users should have access to data, which means first we have to convert this data into a proper SQL format. So if I go here, we need to convert that into proper SQL format. Okay, so which I did. Now once we do this, you need to put, now you'll spend some time in preparing this data first thing. Okay, and again you will spend some time in understanding the data. Like it is new for me, it is new for you. So I will reach out to my manager, or I will reach out to the client who has given me the access to this data set, and I will request, sir, what is this type 1, what is this type 2, what is this type 3, what is this inventory actually, who is going to give us target, who are going to update this sheet. So we will ask this type of questions to the business. Okay, so I'm going to write that also here, ask questions and get clarity. So you need to get clarity on all of those, and then you need to start preparing your data. So here, while for to prepare this, you are going to spend some time, like say you have taken 1 week of time to prepare this. Now after that, so in this 1 week also, assume you'll have multiple calls with the business and your BA as well to give update and ask questions on the data. Remember, we are still preparing the data, and whatever the doubt we have till here, we are going to ask him on that. Now, after this, it is a developer's job to prepare Excel file and see if all that we need are coming or not. Now, let us go to the requirement document and understand what are the other points here. Now say once the file is prepared, we need to give access that we can see at the end once our source is finalized, and we can put that in the shared drive. Again, that comes in the last. Now should have access to filter on days. Actually, it is days. Okay, or you can consider as quarters. Okay, so they are giving requirement that they should be able to filter the days. It should have show total inventory types created for current quarter, which means like here every quarter business will be appending the data here. So currently it is only for Q3 FY22 assume. So but later on we might go to Q4 again, then Q1 FY23 will come again, Q2 Q3 like that. So every time we get that, the business is going to like this update. So I'm just gonna take this and write it here. So instead of this, let us delete this and delete this as well. Now assume here instead of this Q3, business is going to enter data for Q4. Now for Q4 also, we will have same 13 weeks of data. So I'm gonna just copy that as is. And now again, business is gonna set as target for this, each of this, and they are gonna update. Now we need to create a structure, file structure, where business should be able to read or update the file automatically without any issues. Okay, so that was the point here. And coming to requirement here, again, users should have option to filter on inventory types. Okay, so see here, clearly they are mentioning they need to have filter on current quarter. They want to see how many distinct types of inventory types are available, and they want to segregate between new and existing inventories. So they also want to show what is the plan for the current quarter, okay, which they are maintaining separately. Okay, so now they also want to see week over week and quarter over quarter performance with respect to number of inventories created. Okay, now after going through this, so many questions arises. What is this inventory type? How do I check what is this new and existing inventories? Okay, so how do we need to calculate this current quarter? Which field should I refer to? So number of pending, percentage of completed and target achieved. So these are some of the questions that we get in mind when we are thinking about the requirement that is given. Now over the multiple calls that we will be having over weekly or bi-weekly, we are gonna ask this type of questions. Now what do you mean by distinct inventory types? Now you will go back to your data set and see what is the inventory type. Now there is a field called inventory type. Okay, you need to show distinct inventory type, okay, and categorize them. Okay, if there are multiple fields related to inventory, then you also need to get clarification, okay, which field I need to confirm. So again, questions. What is the field that I need to consider for inventory type or for quarter, like that? So this type of questions you will be asking to your manager or and to your business to understand more about the data. So once you get clarity, you will start working on the requirement that you have received. So with this requirement received, okay, assume this is the raw format that we have, and with the information available here, I have prepared this for your review. I mean, this to show you what I have prepared or how we have prepared the dashboard. So first is, again, if you remember, client has not given any specific dashboard image, like how they want to see the information. It is the developer's choice of showing the information, how clear he can show. He started doing that. Now, what he will do, he will, after getting the requirement, what else we need? Suppose if you are connecting to database, assume Our source is a database. Now what you need, as soon as you get the requirement document, first get the information related to tables. Okay. Second, what are the tables you need to connect? What is the connection details for that table? Check if you have access or not. Check if you have access to the tables or not. If you do not have, then you need to raise a ticket or reach out to DB team or to business to get you the access. So this is what the first thing that we need to do, because without connecting to data we cannot do anything, right? So first get that access. After getting the data, see, validate if you are able to access that require the tables once you get access. So once you get it, check at both level, like from DB level, validate both from DB level and Tableau level that you are able to access. Now someone might ask question, sir, what is DB level validation and what is Tableau level? So example, assume we are using SQL Server. So SQL Server is currently installed in my machine. So I'm gonna check manually if I am able to connect to that table or not. So I'm going to open that interface or my SQL Server and see if I am able to access with the username that I have. Okay. So likewise, same thing I am gonna do that on the screen. So while I do that, give it a like so that I know you are watching it. It is taking some time to load. In real time also, we need to do the same. You need to configure all the information related to your database schemas and all. Now see here, you are gonna connect it, click on connect, and it is now able to connect to that. Okay, now you need to see where your tables are located. So once you click on that, you need to access that schema. If I click on this, see, adventure works, we have master, we have model, we have msdb, we have research, we have tempdb, we have. So you need to know where your table is residing. Okay, so all that information you are gonna get from this info in these tickets. Once you get that, like say, I'm gonna connect it to this master. In this, my tables are there, and I'm going to tables, and I'm clicking on this. Under tables, I have my table. So these are the list of tables that you have access. Now I want to use this table. So either I can right click on this and click on select the top 1000 rows. Automatically a query is generated and it will show the data, or simply I can write select star from, just select star from, whatever I want I can try to execute. Now because I know I'm going to use this table, I'm seeing if I am able to access it or not. So your one check is completed. That is what we wrote here. Validate from DB level. Same thing, you need to go to Tableau. Okay, I'm going to create one thing here, and now I'm going to access it from dashboard level or from your Tableau. So click on your add data source, select the database that you're going to access. Ours is SQL Server. So I'm selecting Microsoft SQL Server and enter the details that were provided to you. So we are going to connect to Adventure Works, and this is the server details. But in real time, you'll have your own details. You can enter that and click on server. Now I am able to access. Let us see if the table that we have, employee table, here it is. Simply I'm going to access it, and yes, it is loading the data, which means your both the validation is completed. So you are able to access from both DB level and Tableau level. Your first job is successfully completed, because many times users will face issues here. One common area, where they will ask, are you able to access your data? Okay, so you need to validate both at DB level and Tableau level. Trust me, this is very important point. Okay, if you have followed me, you can write it in comment section so that I know in future you will not face this issue, or whenever you get it, you know how to resolve or whom to reach out. Okay, so validate it at both level, then you can confirm your lead or business that you are able to access the data. Okay, if you are facing issues here at DB level or at a Tableau level, again, that is the one problem area. So DB level means again you need to reach out to your DB team to check if you have the right access or not. Okay, so DB level, reach out to DB team with the error you got while connecting. Okay, same likewise, if you are getting error at Tableau level, you need to reach out to Tableau admin team with the error message you got while connecting. Because we were able to establish connection successfully here, there were no error messages. But if you are getting any error messages here while accessing this page, then you need to reach out to your Tableau team with the error message. Just send them the screenshot like this. Okay, drop them an email. So I'm going to show you that also so that it helps you. So uh, hi team, below is the error message that I am getting while I'm trying to access the DB. Okay, so you can write connection information and error message. So here you can write your connection, that your information that you are trying to use, your DB details, and here put the screenshot. Okay, and send it regards Pushpa. Okay, so like that you can send a team to your DB team or this thing. So now assume this step is successful. We are able to connect it to our DB and we are able to connect to Tableau. Our one job is completed. Now we are going to next step called as development. Okay, because we made sure all our preliminary requests are completed. Like we understood what is the base requirement we have, and then we understood what is the connection information we need. We made sure we have access to that, and we made sure we are able to connect from both database level and Tableau level. So once we done that, we are going to connect to that Tableau and we are going to create that. So now it is not like that we will be able to create this in a single day. So we are going to take some time, right? So while we take that time, we need to spend time in analyzing what we have and what we can do. Okay, so now this is your dashboard. So now suppose I have created this and I assume I took like say 1 week of time. Okay, so once you get all the access required, so you will be given certain time to work on it. Like say you will have calls after week. So today is Wednesday. Assume next Wednesday you have call. Okay, so in that till next Wednesday you have time to develop this. Okay, and you can take time. Once you show, business will start validating this with the requirement document they have shared. Okay, so forget about first point because this is all about data. So user might ask like, have you, did you create the data source? Okay, so he might ask you, show me how did you create. Okay, so maybe you can explain Why did you consider the structure? Second, all of these points comes into picture after you publish it, or you will share the access by putting them in the shared drive location. Okay, you will train end users on how to update the data. So this is one thing that we would need to do from our end, so that end users don't face issues while updating the data. So this is that one thing. These two things you need to explain. Then after that, you will go back to your dashboard and you will tell that, hello, so and so. This is the draft version of the initial draft version of the dashboard that I have created. Please suggest me what is the correction I can make, if it is good or not. So you can tell him like this. So I'm going to write that also, so that initial version of the work in progress dashboard that I have created so far. Please advise. Now you need to explain what all you have done in the dashboard so far. So here you can tell that, okay, I'm going to write overview of the dashboard or about the business. Okay, so assume this is all happening in a call where business is present and you are explaining them. So title of the dashboard. So now customer will tell that, Rahul, replace title of the dashboard with this success metric dashboard. So you will note it down like this. Okay, so you will go back and you will maintain the notes like this, MOM, minutes of meeting. So I'm gonna write this also, minutes of meeting, because again you see here what is happening. Customer is or business is updating you that they are not okay with something and they want you to update. So you will write it here as update title of the dashboard as like this. Okay, so you are taking a note like this. Okay, so now description you don't know, so you will ask business, I don't have a proper description, can you give? So you will write it here, overview, you write pending from business, once received will update in the dashboard. Okay, so proper notes you are taking of the review that is happening, that is also very important step. Now you will tell that, okay, this is overall performance. So in this it will show new inventories and existing inventories. If you have doubt like how new and inventories, remember in the requirement stage we asked them questions, right? How new and existing inventories are categorized. So you can tell them, based on that calculation I have divided them into new and existing information, and this is overall, not specific to. Now because client asked us to create specific information related to current quarter, this tab is related to current quarter only. So this is what you will be explaining in the quarter. And here this is filter option. By default, you can select by default, it will always be to current quarter only. So today we might be in Q3 FY2. Tomorrow we might be in Q4 FY22. So business suggests that this should automatically get updated to Q4. Now you need to build a functionality. Now see here, one functionality is coming into picture. We need to default it always to the current quarter. You can tell them how did you achieve. Okay, now this all information is related to current quarter only. How many new inventories you have in the current quarter, how many existing inventories you have in the current quarter, what is the target achieved, or how much of it is pending. So if I go back to data, so if you remember, 60 is our target, right? Of that 60 we have achieved, which means 60 to 60, so completed is 100%, right? And pending, if there are anything pending, that we need to write here. So pending, so I'm going to write it as pending as 0. Same thing here, likewise, 100 is our target, 50 plus 10 60, 60 plus 25 is 85, 90 we have completed, so pending is 10. Okay, now we need to mention that information here. So target achieved is how much, pending is 10, that information you will write. Okay, so this is for a specific inventory type called as cars in this. So like this, here we are calculating on the whole of the current quarter. So here 10 might be pending, here 0, here 0, here 0, like that. Okay. So all that you have to show. And next is you need to show when was it last refreshed. Because like I said, here business is told that they need to update the data, or they want to have the access so that they can update the data. So they might be updating today, or in this week they have updated some information. In next week they might get some data. So in week 1 there was no data, in week 2 there was no data, so week 4 they got some data. So again, your table or your Tableau report should automatically update the values. That is what you need to do. Okay. So this is about current data or current year performance we are calling. Okay. So like this you can explain. So if business is okay with this, they will tell okay, continue. Next is inventory types. So they, if you remember in a requirement document, business asked us to show distinct inventory types available. So that is what I'm trying to show here. So just for namesake, I'm taking inventory types as our month names here. But in real time, you will show the actual inventories. Now business will suggest, okay, can you highlight, what is the current month we are in or current period we are in, like that. So you might get new. Now business will get one understanding like how you are trying to represent the visualization. So they will suggest some changes on top of that. If they are okay with the color, they will tell, we are good with the colors, you can go ahead, like that. Now next is weekly progress, and here again pending and completed. Now you showed this. Now business remembers that there are something like show week over week performance and Q on Q performance. Now they will ask you where is week over week performance and Q over Q. You will tell that okay, I'm still working on it. I will show a review next week. So again, meeting will be scheduled for next week. So in that next week, you can work on those remaining or pending items, and also meanwhile you can get this pending items that you have sent in the meeting, like so and so pending items, and you are gonna update this like this. I'm taking it, I'm going to my dashboard and I'm gonna save it. So next time when I revisit, business will know that I have updated the information, right? So overview also, like for now, I'm writing it as updated as per the discussion had over the call. So just update it. Assume this is what business has sent, so I'm updating it over. So like that, multiple reviews will happen. This is what you need to remember during your development phase. Multiple reviews will happen with the business, and there might also be multiple change request in the requirements received. So this also you will be continuously getting. Okay, so accordingly you have to update your dashboard with the requirements change and requirements that you are getting. So like this, after multiple iterations with the business will tell that okay, they are fine with the dashboard. Now we are good to show it to the business. Now here is where next step will start. So now all of the development work is completed because business is okay with the design. Okay, now design is ready. Next thing is you need to validate. Now it is not that now what business will do, whatever the numbers you are showing here, you see accessories you are showing week 117. Now business will go back to their data source and check in week 1 how much we have. Array, they will see week 1 here it is 0. Now in here you are showing 17. Rahul, it is not matching. Now data issues will start. So now you need to work on data issues, or like I say, always say data validation you need to do. You need to make sure all of your what you call calculations that you have written, like to find out pending items, like to find out completed items, like say the percentage completed ones are working correctly here. So if you see here, we are separately having pending tab and completed tab, which means weekly progress is this, right? So if you remember, what is the total we have here? 50 plus 10, 60 plus 25 is like say 85, 90. So when I do this total, it is 90, right? So out of 10, pending is 10 here. So I should get 10 here. Completed is 90, but we are showing something else. Now business will come back and ask Rahul, the numbers are not matching. It should be pending is 10 and completed is 19. So it should show me that number. So again, there is a data issue like that. So you need to validate each of the numbers that you are showing. So this is your testing. Okay, so this we are currently in testing phase. You are testing all of the numbers here. So each of the number you are showing here in existing thing, each of this you have to capture, and you have to do a functionality check, like I told in my last shot if you have seen. Okay, so I should be able to select whatever the quarter that I have, like Q4. If I select automatically, it should apply data. Okay, all of that it should happen. So now once testing is completed, when your testing is completed, you will publish. Okay, so even in development also you will publish it in development environment, where only developers like you and me and business can access the report. Business means to whom you are reviewing the report, only they can access the report, not the testing team. But once your testing is done from your end, from the developers end, then you will publish or move it to QA environment, asking testing team to validate. Okay, now they will testing team will test the report. Again they will test all of this. They will also have access to this data source. They will validate from their end if everything that is available here is working correctly or not, if there are spelling mistakes here, if the font size is correct or not, okay, if the color is same or not, okay, are you able to drill down or are you able to filter it, okay, everything they will match here. If it is fine, okay, if the testing is perfectly done, okay, they will give sign off saying that report is looking fine. Next, what happens? Now your report will be shared with a wider audience or wider business. So remember, in initial stage, we had reviews with the business. So only the core member of that business will access the report, and he will see if all that he needs in that report are available or not. So once the complete design is ready and testing is ready, now it will be shared with the wider audience to show them what they are bringing in. Now again, you might need to explain explain your dashboard, like what all you have in this dashboard, what else you can see, how you can interact with the report, what is this pending and what is this completed, how can you download the reports, all of these options you need to explain. Okay, so here I'm going to write explain your dashboard. Okay, all the interactivity, filter things. Okay, you need to explain everything to the business so that they understand. So obviously if any questions come back, you need to answer them. Okay, so like that, once again business reviews the dashboard, they will use it for some time. Okay, so now you need to provide access to little wider audience so that they can have hands on the dashboard that you have prepared. Okay, So they will use this dashboard now. So till now, only you were using the dashboard because you were building it. Now you are publishing it and you are sharing it with the end users. Now they will start seeing this. They will see if they are comfortable or not. Okay, are they able to adapt to the changes? Because remember, here they are using this typical structure of having the data. Now from Excel, you are bringing them to Tableau. So that initial hiccup will be there where you need to hold their hands, okay, and explain them what is this dashboard about. So once if they get any doubts, again they will have like they will reach out to you for clarification, or they will ask for sessions to explain how to use dashboard. So once they feel comfortable, so while all of this is happening, okay, business will work towards getting production sign off. Remember, we need to now move it to production here, okay, which means there is already a production team who already have lot of reports in them. Now we need to get sign off from the production team and tell them what are we trying to bring in. Okay, so once we do that, once we get all the necessary sign off, we can move it to production. Okay, now after moving to production, you need to support for few days or few weeks until they get comfortable with the new report, because report is new, they might get some questions like that. Okay, so this is how the process is followed in real time. So depending on company to company, some process might be here and there, but overall the gist of you know from requirement to the complete dashboard movement, this is how we follow the procedure. Okay, I hope you find this video very useful. If you find it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day and bye bye.